Good morning student, welcome to Sheba online class. I am very happy to see you all through this online class. Okay, today is a third class. I hope you are all maybe safe in your home. Okay, take care of yourself. Okay, let us move to our chapter. So, first lesson is going on. This is the third day. Okay, today you are going to see about equilibrium. Okay, so today topic is about equilibrium. So, in this stable equilibrium is there. What is the stable equilibrium and who has written this one? See, Professor Stigler, he states that equilibrium is a position from which there is no net tendency to move. Means this Professor Stigler, he states, means that he says that in equilibrium, the position is that in the net tendency to move. The net tendency means all that variable goods, services, raw materials, labor, land, whatever it comes, the net tendency it doesn't move. Okay, so in its absence is referred to as disequilibrium. That disequilibrium means that it is not same. Means the good product may be, a demand may be, a supply may be, whatever it is not same. So it is known as the disequilibrium. Okay, so consumer equilibrium occurs when he gets maximum satisfaction. Already I told you, whatever the goods, whatever we are producing, everything is the satisfaction of the consumer, to satisfy the consumer wants. Okay, so the producer acquires maximum profit. So whatever we produce, the goods, whatever it is the satisfaction for the consumer only. But even though we need the profit, whatever we are producing in the market, so it acquires the maximum profit. So static equilibrium is based on given constant price. Static equilibrium means one stable price may be, if paste means this maybe 5 gram of whatever it is, 10 rupees means 10 only, there is not more than that, we are not less than that. Okay, so given constant price in whatever it is, in quantities also, as well as income, technology, population, etc. Okay, these are all the given for the stable equilibrium. Okay, so what it is, who has written, the professor, what he has said about the stable equilibrium? What he said? He said that there is no net tendency to move. Okay, then in this then static equilibrium, what it is explained about, it has given the constant price, quantities, income, technology and population, etc. Okay, now let us see about the equilibrium in it. It is in two. One is particular equilibrium and another one is general equilibrium. So what is it in particular equilibrium that we will see? In particular equilibrium, it returns to a single variable. Single means individual. Single variable may be called particular equilibrium. In particular equilibrium, if it comes, if they ask, that means you keep it in your mind, that is single variable may be called particular equilibrium. So in general equilibrium, what it is given, and equilibrium on the other hand, when it relates to numerous variable, here it is given numerous variable or even the economic as an whole. Means economic as a whole means already I informed you, economic means all the financial income, whatever we pay the tax, that everything they include, and they say that as a national income. So economic means whole we are studying about our nation only, that income. Okay, so it is called general equilibrium. So what is the difference between the particular and the general equilibrium? In the particular, it returns to a single variable. Is it clear? Means particular equilibrium means single particular. Okay, single variable it is. And general equilibrium, if you see, there is numerous variable. That is the difference between the particular and the general equilibrium. So I hope you would have understand this concept, children. Let us move to the next one. Okay, now let us see this diagram. Okay, so this is an equilibrium diagram. So already I told you, whatever the goods produced, if there is demand, then how much demand is there, according to that only the supply will be in the market. So that it is given in this diagram. Okay, so here it is given P. P means the price of it. Whatever the goods you produce, for that the price may be fixed for that one. So this is the price. Okay, so yes, I have given here one line. This is supply. and D for demand. So this the price from the market, whatever the goods we produce, we sell into the market, we send into the market. Okay, so the price from the market, the demand it is, this one is demand and this is the supply. If the price, demand, supply, that everything it is same, the demand and the supply, if it is same, it is equal, then it is known as the equilibrium. Is it clear? Equilibrium means the demand and the supply, whatever you produce in the market, it will be same. So this is the diagram for the equilibrium. That means, once again I am repeating it, the demand, whatever you produce the goods, and the supply, if it is same, demand as well as the supply, if it is same, then it is known as the equilibrium. That I have given the example here. That means market, whatever you produce, you send to the market. The product, whatever you produce, the supply is also same, then demand is also same, then it is known as the equilibrium. Okay, is it clear? Now let us move to the next topic. Now we are going to see about the income. Okay, so what it is explained in that income, it represents the amount of monetary or other returns. Either it may be earned, unearned, it may be in small quantities, it may be in the amount of the big, so occurring over a period of time to an economic unit. So economic means all together it is about the finance only, about money only, total we are used to see in the economic subject. Okay, so it given the amount of monetary or other returns, either earned, it may be earned, it may be unearned, it may be in small amount, it may be in the big amount, whatever the products we are produced. Okay, so it may be occurring over a period of time to an economic unit. That means, for example, if in one factory or in one company, if they ask you to produce a water bottle, so they will give, okay, I need 1,000 water bottles, but they will give you one time, no, within 1 week, within 1 month, whatever it is. So given the particular time, in that particular time you have to finish it and you have to hand over. So while hand overing it, they will give the money to us. Yes or not? Freely we are not going to do it. So they will give us money. For the preparation of that water bottle, you may be using the raw materials, everything, then whatever machines is may be required, your labors may be required. So all that it comes together. It may be about the small project, it may about the big one, whatever, according to what you are doing, you earn it according to that only. So that is given as this year. Means that particular time I explained in a given time only. Okay, so income is known as the two types. One is nominal income and another one is real income. So first let us see about the nominal income. What is nominal income? So nominal income, it refers to income expressed in term of money. So listen carefully children, in nominal income, it refers the income expressed in the terms of money. Means in the terms of money, it is termed as the money income. In nominal income, the income is whatever the money you are getting, it is termed in the money only. So it is known as the money income. But in real income is the amount of goods. So listen here, goods. Goods means the products. Okay. But here it is given the income expressed in the term of money. Here it is given money, but here it is given goods. In nominal income, it is given money, and in real income, it is mentioned as the amount of goods. Okay. So there is the difference between these two. So the amount of goods that can be purchased with money. For purchased with money is income given. So whatever the goods you purchase, that you can purchase with the money as an income. If you go to a shop, you want to buy one soap. So while purchasing the soap, you must give money to that shopkeeper. Yes or not? So that only it is explained in this one. Goods means whatever the things you need. For purchasing that, you have to give in return the money. So see, goods that can be purchased with money, it is known as the income. That means real income. So it is purchasing power of income which is based on the rate of the inflation. So whatever that is a big theme it is that means you work in a factory or whatever, you earn the money, then in that means PF means whatever it is they will take, remaining money you will bring, then according to that money only you will spend everything. So that is everything is planned. So if there is remaining money you will save it. So this all is coming in the inflation. That only it is given as this one, nominal income and the real income. Okay children, that means there are two types of income it is given. One is nominal, another one is real. Okay. So the difference between the nominal income and the real income. So in the nominal income it is the terms of money. Is it clear? In nominal income it refers to the income expressed in the term of money. That is nominal income. If the terms of money comes means that is a nominal income only. But in real income, if they explain about the goods that you purchase with money, that is known as the real income. So that is the difference between the nominal income and the real income. I hope you would have understand this one concept children. Okay, let us move to the next one. Okay students, now let us see the topic about deduction and indirection. Okay, so what is the difference between these two? So like any other science, economic also have its law or generalization. This law governs the activities in the various division of economics. So in that deduction and indirection, they have some laws and generalizations. So some of the activities in the division it is given. So what are they? The division of economics, what are they? They have given. That is first one, it is about the consumption it is given. Second one is production, then exchange and distribution. Okay, so these are the logical process of arriving at a law or generalization. A science is called is method. So now let me explain about these four. Okay, consumption they have given. So what is the consumption? Already I told you consumer, whatever consumer means we all the people publics, we purchase the goods everything. So the consumption main aim it is that to satisfy the consumer wants. So to satisfy only the consumer wants, we produce all the products everything, then it comes in the market. Is it clear? Second one, production. I told you the consumer wants whatever the consumer the goods is required, the goods they produce, that is known as the production. Means product everything it is produced, it is called as an production. Then exchange and distribution. Distribution means already I told you goods and services means whatever the goods we produce we send to the other places also, that is known as the services. Okay, exchange means that I have given an explanation. Whatever the goods you want to purchase in the market, we give money and we purchase the products whatever it is required. So that everything it comes in this method. So that only they have given that the logical process of arriving at a law or generalization, a science is called as method. So let me revise this one. In other sciences, economic also has its law or generalization. So this law it was governed the activities in various division. Various division means of economic it is given consumption, production, exchange and distribution. So these logical processes of arriving at a law or generalization, a science is called is method. Okay, now let us move to this another topic. That means just I have written here deduction and indirection. That I will draw a diagram and I will explain you about this one. Okay. Okay children, now let us see about the deductive and indirective. So here it is given, economic uses two methods. How many? Two methods it is. First one here it is given the deduction and indirection. So let me explain about this one. What is deductive and indirective? Means deductive versus indirective. In deductive method, just you see how they are given. Means first it is about the theory, second one it is about the hypothesis, then observation, and at last only they confirm whatever they produce everything. Okay, means that first they will see the theory, means how they have prepared whatever it is, what are the materials used, everything. Then hypothesis, then about that they will see, research it. Then they will observe, okay, this all if it is finished means whether it is looking nicely, attractive, whatever, that everything they see. Then only they give the last confirmation, means okay, is it okay, it can be sent to the market, whatever it is. But in that in deductive, just you see, it is totally different from deductive to inductive. First they will see the observation only. First they will see the observation, then they will see the pattern, how the pattern, what is the type, maybe shapes, everything they see the pattern, and then the tentative hypothesis, means not permanent, tentative they will see, and then only at last only they will come to the theory. Is it clear? So this is the deductive method and inductive method. So once again let me clear this one. In deductive method, first it comes the theory, second one hypothesis, then only observation, and at last only it comes to the confirmation. But in inductive method, just you see, it comes from down to top, from here bottom to down, and see this one in deductive from bottom to top. So first it comes an observation, then pattern they see, then they see the tentative hypothesis, then only theory. So this is the difference between the deductive versus inductive method. Okay, clear? Okay students, now let us see the steps of deductive method. Okay, so in the steps of deductive method, it should be a clear prescribed ideas of the problem. So if they have any problem, they should be clear about it. So second point, it is about clearly defines the technical terms. So it should be very clearly about the technical terms also, and it should be verified through the direct observation. These are the steps for the deductive method. So there should be, for inductive also there should be some methods. Okay, so in that it is given about the experiment, whatever it is, it comes in the experiment, then observation it comes, and it comes in the statistical method. So these are the difference between the two steps it is given for the deductive and inductive method. Okay, means in deductive it is given steps, for the deductive it is given clear prescribed ideas of the problem, clearly defines the technical terms, verified through the direct observation. So now let us see about the inductive. In inductive it comes about the experimentations, and then it is given that observations, and then statistical methods. So I hope children you would have been very clear through this concept whatever I explained today. Thank you very much.